Potential third game would be Gold Rush. No, and therefore, let's begin. Snow is falling. We're gonna be getting the classic goat variant of the map. And it's gonna be switching to Zeus against Isis. Huh. Okay, that's a bit of a matchup we do know from the history of the game in a certain way. And I do wonder if maybe he is gonna be trying to rush Isis. I mean, like if it was Temista, he would be maybe trying to do so on such a quite nice high hand map. But we'll see. Kentaur Raiden is not entirely the best against Senegi, especially against somebody else. Not especially. Like, you don't have that many monks or priests actually early in the game, so maybe some kind of early raiding could somewhat work if he's gonna be careful enough, but it will be quite a bit difficult anyway. No, well, as you're gonna be there for having also the positions of the map, resources, and especially the TCs revealed, seems like the gold mine is gonna be quite nice double here. We'll be there for saving possibly the 50 wood for that. Whereas, well, the town center's front one. Somewhat interesting. Kind of like combo is interesting in the end. Because you can see right now they are both quite nicely hugging the gold mine. You know, the one is gonna be on the other side of the map. But this one is gonna be definitely the major one. Gonna be probably trying to play somewhat similar. I'm thinking as to the last game, just with Zeus this time. Stuff of Dionysus. For the late game, sure, but of course nothing entirely in the early game. Because in the early game we actually want to be having the villages going back to the TC a bit faster, because you have weaker economy and therefore you don't want to be having idle TC because your villages are just like some kind of hamsters and hogging all the food on their arms. Again, just kind of like when I'm in the reminiscent part here, reminds me of, I think it was a tournament match. But like 2 years ago, it's going to be already like 2 years ago. Might have been even previous Champions League or the Belgrade Open tournament, where Shelty was playing Ra. And he got actually the stuff of Dionysus. It was a ghostly game, if I'm not mistaken. And he was having quite a significant trouble actually getting into Heroic Age, because he just kind of forgot about the fact that if you're gonna be having husbandry and stuff of Dionysus, your villages are having 50 carrying capacity on the food. So it takes a long time to get 50 food for the farmers, even with all the upgrades and even with rain. And obviously he was kind of already impatient, was quite a bit evident in the game. Why is he actually not getting the food in the standard timing that he was used to? And of course the answer was because the villages simply were having hundreds and hundreds of food on their backs and in their arms. So you better be careful about that relic in certain situations. Okay, so Mr. Vahibre, okay, he's already picked it up. We'll be probably liking maybe if there's gonna be the second relic with something a bit better. But there we go, he's gonna be having... That's kinda curious. Not a passage through, unfortunately, but still not looking entirely too terrible, frankly. Not too far away, so he might be probably playing with that. This one is a bit more stupid. You can see those gold mines are way further away. And we're not gonna be having anything at the back. We are on Tundra. So Tundra is specified by the fact that all the gold mines are spawning in the middle, at least in 1v1s. In team games it's unfortunately not true. In team games you're just gonna need so many gold mines that they just like don't fit into the middle. Which is a bit of a shame, because it kinda takes away from the identity of the map, in my opinion. But yeah, well, sometimes can't help it, but in the end, maybe if the map actually had a bit less gold mines, so therefore they did not spawn beyond the base, I think you need to be really making it a bit more interesting than just Tundra being a bit more open marsh, right? Kinda all the way for all kinds of different maps, and especially like different styles required for the maps. That's kinda like the most important part, I'm thinking of that message. But gonna be very likely to probably take the front TC, because at this point, frankly, the difference between the back and front is not too large here. I'm thinking that, as he mentioned, that Isis is dangerous, and taking front TC against her is usually quite a big risk. I mean, like here, I really don't see much of a difference in there. In the actuality, if the attack actually came from with SuperAfim, and from SuperAfim with the siege towers and everything. You can see 430 is fairly quick. Athena coming forward, alright. Further hand, no TC. No military buildings yet, by the way. Okay, that's gonna be something. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, he's gonna be actually trying to rush it. Nice. Now, a bit unfortunate is that the gold mine for SuperAfim is not terrible. It's kind of like that's all he needs. He needs it not to be terrible, which it kind of isn't, even though positions of the towers are a bit funny compared to gold mine. So this was one of the maps that could have been a possibility, I guess, for AntiRaider. But on the other hand, there's a definitely passage beyond the temple. That's not next to the forest. So that's maybe gonna be a bit of a problem if SuperAfim doesn't notice. Of course, he does have a very, very smart actually monument. Because with this monument, considering that the range of the protection is bigger than the screen, and I'm having even bigger screen at height, then you can kind of see clearly. No restoration here. You can cast it about here. It's still gonna work pretty well. Restoration is also fairly large. But it's blocking also potentially the gold, blocking both of the towers. This is a very good monument. Okay, I'm gonna be taking a screenshot because it's really nice. Somebody actually thinking of monuments. That's not entirely too common. I mean, like, as I mentioned, not many people are playing ISIS, so they have kind of forgotten about the specialty that she has. Okay, second TC coming up. Yeah, it's kind of like the easier for him to get, but yeah, well, unfortunately, it's not gonna be easy enough. It's not entirely ready for... Where's the Pharaoh even? Is he dead? Or no, he has to be dead then. Yeah, he is. Okay, so he actually already died. No, that's a pretty big problem. Oh, right. There is the dead body here of the Pharaoh. As I'm kind of seeing also the relic, of course, in there from Staff of Dionysus. So this is excellently played right now by AntiRaider. No, and suddenly, remember what we mentioned, that you shouldn't be underestimating anybody, even if you are having like 1950 against 1600. This can happen. And suddenly, with the second TC gone, if you are going for 2 TC fast heroic, then you are immediately in a world of trouble, and it doesn't matter what kind of rating you have. Okay, house down. It's probably not gonna be a problem. The house... Oh, actually, it is. Wait a second, but on the other side for AntiRaider, sorry. So not for SuperAfim. I was just like a bit more excited for AntiRaider. He's gonna be causing some significant damage. He's gonna be forcing therefore some Axemanos and probably will be like also a few slingers at least. Even though... Oh well, slingers because they're just like easy to get with the resources, but it's not gathering that much wood. So he's gonna be focusing on just the 2 of those, and probably would be very nice to be getting another Sphinx here. He's having pretty good food. And if he's gonna be... Oh, well. Really? Just gonna throws it that way? No, that's not too nice. It's actually very nicely started right now for AntiRaider. He just really needs to be careful about the fact he can't be casting Restoration in an opportune spot. So he needs to be killing that, he needs to be probably focusing on the monument. And... at this point, I'll be probably falling behind. Back at this point, he needs to be, because there's the army already. But I was wanting to mention that he's just gonna could be wanting to wait once he has bigger army, so that he will be taking the monument down almost instantaneously. And from that same point of view, SuperAfim should be thinking about placing even the monumental soldiers nearby, so that it's not gonna be as easy as take one relic down, restoration, and World of Pain is upon us. So probably would be nice to be just gonna drop in the monumental soldiers maybe here, because he doesn't need to be protecting the front of the base as much currently. Maybe like there, could be making sense. Or just gonna drop in a watchtower here on the gold as well, which is something, again, I'm just kinda happy to be seeing that so often today. Have people finally learned something that I have been chastising them for years? That you should be building towers next to your gold mines, even if it's not like late game. Because really towers are hard to get rid of. And they do have quite nice DPS. So... quite neat indeed, but nonetheless, you're gonna be there for having that prepared, and that means that AntiRaider's right now efforts should be at this point focused somewhere else. He should be basically abandoning this whole attempt, and currently, gold is somewhat still there, but he needs to be right now focusing the gold mines. One is here, second is gonna be on the left side, which is unfortunately completely ignoring, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't know about it. But yeah, again, as you mentioned, the style of this map, you are having owned mines in the middle. So this is of course where this kind of early control of the game is making pretty good sense. And he needs to be getting Heroic Age if, of course, he will be hoping to sell some other resources. I was actually looking at the food for him even in the end. He doesn't have goats anymore. He's gonna... Oh, well, he's actually on the left side. Okay, 5-10. He should be probably even stopping, frankly, with villages. Because he might not... He's not gonna be having enough food here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking he messed up already. He should have stopped making villages like 1 or 2 ago. Because right now he's not gonna be having a good chance to advance into the next age. He's gonna have to actually farm, which is gonna be delaying him insanely. And yeah, he has been right now discovered by AntiRaider. Very well done. And he probably didn't even expect to be... checking the gold. He wasn't expecting to be finding the hunters, but that's even more important, frankly. Because SuperAfim has messed things up. Or did he? Oh, well, in the end not. In the end, he managed to find enough of the food here from the villages on the left. It's gonna be exactly enough. That was very close, though. You can see he's not making a village anymore, though. So, in the end, he didn't mess up. He was just kind of having it somewhat correct. So, I do apologize to him, but... yeah, well, would have liked it maybe a bit more careful. Could have been advancing theoretically a bit faster as well, though. Thinking it would have been maybe making sense for him. As there we go. Last villager. Heroic Age coming forward as well on the other side. That's gonna be, so far, not the truth. Oh, AntiRaider is out of gold completely, unfortunately. That's it. No. With the help from the gold, it doesn't have to be, but it would have been if he didn't run. So good that he actually noticed that. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And what are we gonna be there for scene next? Odysseus at 1 hit point. And remember what we actually mentioned last time? He should be absolutely deleting him. But the problem is he's having 1 TC, right? So he wants to be probably advancing, but he can't. But he should be certainly going for a new Odysseus, because 1 hit point is useless. And then you're gonna be waiting, what is it, 20 seconds? Or how much it takes? 17 seconds to make the trip from home. That's another good 20-30 seconds. So you're gonna be waiting a minute for the hero to actually rejoin into potentially some ancestors fight. That's exactly where you want to be sacrificing the hero and making a new one ahead. Okay, he's gonna be almost ready, right? With the... oh, actually he is. He already is ready with the Heroic Age. It's not entirely wanting to bother with that. Frankly... no, he's having villages here. I was thinking about maybe placing the Migdol here, frankly. So that you'll be also saving the town center. And you can see what kind of nice game we have here. Considering, as I mentioned, the differences in the ratings, you wouldn't have... kind of wouldn't have even guessed it's gonna be such a difference, for example, based on this game. Paransi's come in, Ancestors as well. That was pretty quick. That looked like a hotkey, frankly. And we are gonna be at this point having... since he didn't have even ceasefire, he didn't need to be even worried about trying to insert it in between. That used to be, by the way, a skill back in the day. And I used to play 20 years back. I was actually pretty good at that. Just to be eating my own soup, as we say in Czech. And that was, frankly, like expected of any kind of Zeus player who was having ceasefire. That was just like your goal in team games, especially. You were supposed to be inserting the damn ceasefire in between Ancestors and Eclipse. And plenty of people knew how to do that. Today, it's a bit of a lost skill, and also there's the other part, where if somebody has got powers or hotkeys, no, it's harder to be actually there in time. It's not impossible still, but you have to be also having a bit of a cooperation of some kind of good connection on top of it as well, frankly. But nonetheless, that's gonna be there for right now pushing. Right now red already off, and we are going to be there for having a bit of a problem with the forward position here. Autocue is still on, but it's gonna be fairly easy to control, and potentially even the town center therefore for SuperAfim. He needs to be right now getting that, because otherwise he just wasted his ancestors, which gonna be right now letting him have at least the back one. Nice. Right now this is... yes, okay. This one is the typical one that we always talk about. You can be having only one and it's gonna be the same because of how animations work in the game, and they have to finish the animation before they're gonna be going back to TC. So when you're gonna be having Bowsaw, then Adzel Wepovet is gonna be adding you a bonus. But before that you can just gonna choose one or the other. So you can be saving some resources if you wish. So, and maybe using them a bit elsewhere. You can see the score difference is pretty brutal. Is he advancing? No. Can there be maybe some explanation for the drop? You drop about like 200 points when you're advancing into the next age to Heroic. Something like that. Which you obviously then get back once the H is reached. But if you're gonna be paying close attention, you can obviously tell when the enemy is advancing to the next H. So helped with some kind of like general game sense, you can be having some good idea what the progress of the game is. Okay then, so that was a fairly decent restoration. That's a pretty bad fight for SuperAfim. I'm not entirely certain why he was staying in there. Because, I mean, like, as soon as you're gonna be having so many Hippicons getting healed all the time. I mean, like, he didn't even get anything by that. That was a very bad fight. And still no Migdol, actually, for... What the hell is he playing now? I mean, like, no, at this point, I don't understand why he played the Ancestors there either, frankly. I was expecting that he's gonna be using them to actually buy this, or like, buy himself the settlement, practically. Which he didn't. And right now, he also fought a battle that was completely nonsense. And you can see why. He lost practically everything. Unless he wanted to sacrifice all the slingers to get new army. Maybe, but I'm worried about the fact that he still hasn't actually dropped himself on some good gold mine. You can say right now there's at least gonna be Migdol to the right. Unfortunately, AntiRaider doesn't have enough units in here. At least the is helping out. But with Pharaoh coming, Vahibred the second... No. That might still not be enough. Hoplites onto the building, please. Yes. Oh, nice to be seen. That very well played AntiRaider. Almost as if he was hearing us. But nonetheless... Can say about now the Hoplites that already are next to it are gonna be able to pull it down. Unfortunately, of course, the 6 seconds and 8 seconds onto the 2 units here that are gonna be made. Yeah, that's gonna be fairly easy to get the army up in the chariots, because the food is still a bit problematic. So that will be a challenge. That's still the stuff of Dionysus. Ah, that's the second. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Dwarven Calipers, Jesus Christ. Or... What do we say here for, I don't know, Isis Almighty, for example, we could be saying. She's gonna be very happy about that as a Egyptian player. If he, of course, manages to notice that and pick it up. No, but nonetheless, the gold mine is therefore off. Gonna be getting right now already Quarry, which is nice. Quite good upgrades in general. And so far, I'm getting a bit concerned by the fact that AntiRaider still hasn't found a way to get himself a second TC. And you can see 36 villages, so it kind of slightly reminds me of my game that I played 20 years ago against Chrono. I was casting it on the 20 years anniversary last year when I was having a stream. I don't have the game on YouTube yet, but I'm having it on highlights here. That was there for, no, the end of October, 30th October, I guess we were doing the stream. It was a Sunday, and it was a similar... Chrono is an Eggy, I was also Zeus player, and I just kind of like always hated playing against Eggys, and I sucked at it pretty badly. So it was kind of like looking solid for a long time, but in reality not. Because I was falling behind on the economy and everything, and this is kind of feeling very same, unfortunately, for AntiRaider. So, yeah, he's not gonna be able to have the replacements. You can see drop in 66 pop limit, tons of resources for SuperAfim, double the economy, 102 pop limit. So, it was a really good and brave attempt by AntiRaider. And we have seen some interesting moments by SuperAfim that probably could have been played a bit differently, but nonetheless, you can see he was confident enough in... Oh, confident enough in getting that gold mine here with the Migdol that in the end it all paid off, or paid off, and he's gonna be therefore getting himself the victory and 2-0 advance into the second round of the qualification of the Champions League. By the way, for the bracket, I don't have the command updated yet, but I can give you the link anyway if you are interested in the bracketeños. I'm probably gonna be having command in Champions, right? From the previous one. Do I not have? A league, maybe? Or maybe Champion. Gonna be having to add the command. I just kind of wasn't expecting to be casting today. Okay, so not sure. Don't have anything there. Gonna having to edit. But nonetheless, you can therefore find, I'm thinking maybe... Okay, on the bracket there are no links, but you can find more information on Boit's Discord, of course, and I'm kind of guessing you know where to find that. Tons of matches. How many are there for the first round? Or, yeah, first round. Second, I think it actually is. Kind of first. Yeah, first round. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 matches, so 17 more still from the first round. That's to be therefore played like in this week, approximately. No, so you can therefore expect plenty of games. So far nothing is confirmed anywhere. I guess this was just like they randomly met online, and so therefore you're happy to help. But again, expect that further of the matches are probably gonna be, especially when they're gonna be kind of announced ahead, you are gonna be having plenty of other streamers. I'm thinking jumping all over those, but they will be gonna be always around in case there's gonna be something like this happening, and helping out the players to be having things covered, and of course having the observer spot for other casters there as well. So let's maybe have a look on some upgrades here for the moment. Not entirely too deep for AntiRaider, but again, he just kind of like chose to go for the early aggro, which actually worked excellently. Block TC. Ancestors didn't do that much, frankly. Good fight here, but it was a bit too late. He just kind of like needs to find a way how to get a second TC in there. Or just kind of like be so careful with his push that he's not gonna be having high enough losses for his low economy to be catching up with him. But however, for that you of course need to be carefully and meticulously watching Mista's records when he was playing against Magic that way and other people. So that's of course where you're gonna be learning how to do that and what potentially were the differences. But the differences are very minute, of course, and every single unit lost, some extra hits that you're gonna be receiving somewhere, and suddenly you're gonna be messed up and not having enough units for what you needed to do. Okay, so that's gonna be, I think, enough. Therefore, for the game, let's see if maybe in the post game there's gonna be something a bit curioso. Can say it now, some 1500, that's gonna be 15 for 5.5, 5.3 rather, it's gonna be 1000, 7.3, almost the same, 6000 actually on 3 resources. So about like 2000 resources more for SuperAfim already. Quite nice. Quite nice indeed. 111, 11, 101. I always love those random numbers when it's coinciding somehow. Not a bad late upgrade. Not like completely late. Egyptians can be definitely going later, so he was maybe expecting some kind of like effort by AntiRaider like that. But it still was too late for getting himself the second TC there. Liking how he's not forgetting the Scorpion Man. That really is quite a bit important. Not enough people do that. But Scorpion Men are extremely important, especially against the Greeks, because they are superb units against Hippicons. Strong melee units, the poison is helping quite a bit. Limited heroes for the Greek. If you're gonna be having them with some decent heroic age, then only Odysseus and Jason, with Jason being useless when Egyptian advances heroic age, because he's just like instantly dead. And like with one hero, even with the damage that Odysseus does, it's difficult to get rid of them. And they are pretty decent tanks as well. So, congratulations to SuperAfim, and nice to be seeing him after all those vanilla appearances in the Titans tournament as well here, and good luck in the round 2 of the qualifications for qualification for the Champions League 3, hosted by Boit and the community, and some other admins, not entirely private, which those are, probably ChronoJJ, maybe Lundberg, maybe others. So if I left you out, then feel free to raise your voice so that you are properly thanked. It hasn't been posted anywhere, so I don't know. Prize pool, of course, by the community. Grassengru maybe could be also admin, I guess. ChronoJJ definitely. And in the end, also nice to be seeing a new player, AntiRaider, in a difficult position, of course, here in the qualification. But frankly, that was a good performance by him. So I'm looking forward to maybe some more games of his that he could be seen, and maybe some kind of further improvement in different and further tournaments. Really looking forward to seeing some new names come up and become more prominent in the community again. For example, like Grassengru, when I've already mentioned him. So GG. And good luck in further games. So yeah, that's gonna be there for it for right now. The second part of our stream. We finished the community games before. Right now this was a bit of an extra and no-brainer. Thank you for the follow. Thank you also OP El Toro. The OP El Toro probably it's gonna be rather. For that follow during the first session. And Zendragon for that 1BT. And whoever else was stopping by. As I mentioned, there are gonna be tons of games you can expect across the community. Probably on different streams more than anything. So I kind of like usually help out when, well, there's nobody wanting to do any of the games, which used to be quite a bit commonly in the past years, but lately not that much, as people are aiming to grow their streams, but we'll see. Maybe some opportunities like today are gonna be there still, and of course you're gonna be seeing all the matches I'm expecting streamed by Boit as well, as usual. So again, we're gonna be adding some more commands. Potentially if you could be streaming some further matches, but challenge I've already posted. As I mentioned, Boit's Discord, you're gonna be seeing plenty other things there. And information as the rules and settings and whatever along those lines. So in the next 3 months, there are gonna be plenty of interesting 1v1s across the community in Age of Mythology. So as usual, of course, visit RTS-Sanctuary, Age of Mythology Heaven, for anything AOM as the basic webs that you should be aware of and visiting, especially RTS-Sanctuary regularly. And then if you are maybe from Extended Edition and would be liking to play on Voobly with us as well, then there is a compatibility patch for you. You don't have to be looking for the download anywhere. So it should be just as easy as downloading, installing, and you can play then on both Steam and Voobly. And therefore enjoying, hopefully, your time with Age of Mythology even more. So as you can see here, we are gonna be having what currently some Titans bots. You can trade the bot now that's common on Voobly. You're gonna be playing against the AI with others. If you are into that, you can play here custom scenarios. You can play here deathmatch, lightning maybe. You can see a Zelda hosted. You can also play the classic Voobly balance patch as the most common one. But there is also commonly going to be, commonly sometimes, let's not overstate it. Sometimes a game without the patch, as even the original game, the 103 Ensemble Studios patch, is also available for you to play if you want to enjoy that. No, and you can play vanilla here without Titans, as I mentioned with SuperAfim as well. Rated vanilla, expert patch on vanilla, which is used for tournaments and show matches. So yeah, well, you can find some of the matches from those on my YouTube if you are interested in, well, not only just the Titanos or Extended Edition. No, and from the custom scenarios, as I also posted before here, you can join currently the event 1, which is still going on. That's the one with where you need to be playing just the games on the ladder. 10 games per month, and you're gonna be getting Voobly Premium. And there's also event 6, which is going on every Friday at 20 GMT, streamed usually at Twitch TV Straxis, probably, maybe even here, who knows, or elsewhere, and then upload it into Voobly official YouTube. YouTube/Voobly official, as I kind of saying that, thinking is the link. And that's so focusing on sudden death edition of Mythodia. So if you're interested in that, we have also streamed 2 weeks ago the last kind of like the round of event 2, plenty of games of that, fairly fun mode. So if you're interested in some quick fun with Age of Mythology, as those games usually last like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe something that you might be interested in as well. So thank you who stopped by. That's gonna be there for thank you to Katidanks, to Espal15, Kappa the Guy, and then also Blindebanan with Zendragon, Nimonom, and whoever else was potentially lurking around in the game and at night and in the evening and whatever kind of part of the world you are in, maybe even some early morning as well, for example for Nimonom, I guess. And well, let's see how many further games you're gonna be able to get. No, and currently, let's therefore also see which kind of Age of Mythology streams are still on. So we're gonna be having Sirtok, and Mor is actually streaming. Yeah, looking forward to what Mor is gonna be able to do in the community and in the tournament, especially. He was having plenty of things. And Ropel Tirano, yes, this was the first match of that. And there is also JN Warrior, and I'm thinking that's the NVC Warrior, right? I think it should be him. Yeah, NVG Warrior rather. Okay, yep, that's him. He's gonna be also in the tournament. I I'm not sure if Sirtok is playing. That's also, yeah, well, Obito. Oh, plenty cool streams today. Plenty things to recommend for you. And then there's apparently is going to be also some extended edition by Zonovavic. Is he doing some... Seems to be playing against AI. If you're into that, possibly. Up to you. What you want to be choosing for the rest of the evening. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we're gonna be streaming something. Maybe there's gonna be something with Age of Mythology as today. But otherwise it will be probably Diablo 4 continuation. Monday something. Maybe some more heroes. Maybe again AOM. It's probably gonna be open if there's gonna be some extra Age of Mythology sessions. Besides the Absolute Classic Wednesday, which is gonna be always going on. And has been for quite a few years already. So Wednesday evening GMT, you can always find me here with AOM and some castings, and in between depends if there's something going on, so we'll see if there is something up. So thank you very much for watching. Again, I've been Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Hope you enjoyed. No Brainer and OP or OP El Toro, thank you very much for the follows. Zendragon for that BT, and of course for all of those that stopped by the chat or lurked even in the games. Thank you very much as well. I hope El Tirano also, thank you for stopping by here at the end. Okay then, see you.